Yikes. There's the yarn on the floor. I'm afraid if I touch any of it, it's just gonna fall over because it's already done that at least once. That's why all of these are on the floor down here. As you can clearly see, I have a yarn problem. Specifically, I can't say no to beautiful yarn, or yarn on sale, or yarn in general. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Anita, and this is Anita Louise Creates. Follow along with me as I try desperately to thin out this hoard. For those of you at home who might be watching this and saying, this isn't a hoard, this isn't even half of it. Let me see if I can show you just how much more I have. This entire other side also has yarn. Oh, one fell down where the cats knocked it down. This whole thing is double-sided. This is the other side. And then this cabinet also has more yarn that I could not fit on that table. There's more yarn in each of these. And this is also a pile of WIP projects. So this whole bag has more yarn and more projects in it. And here is the most embarrassing thing of all of this. Here is where I keep my other bags of yarn. My poor vacuum cleaner. Yarn all up there as well. So you might be wondering, Anita, how the heck did you end up with all of this and more? I started crocheting when I was about 17 years old, and I wasn't super into it at first. During COVID specifically, I really got into, crocheting again. I really started to expand my knowledge. I was getting yarn for Christmas. I was getting yarn for my birthday. I was specifically going to stores during like Black Friday deals to get these like beautiful new yarn cakes at a discounted rate. It just kept building and building, and before I knew it, my house started to get overrun with it. I used to have my own craft room upstairs. You're so cute. And that craft room space is now being converted into a walk-in closet. So I used to be able to just take it all and shove it into a room and close the door and pretend like it wasn't there. However, obviously over time, you can only shove so much stuff in a small room. It started to pile up in the living room, in different rooms of the house. It has been the same story every time. I box all of my stuff up. I can't believe how much stuff I have. And then I move in and struggle with unboxing it all and finding a place for it all. So most of it just stays in boxes. It never sees the light of day again. It gets shoved in the basement. It gets shoved in spare rooms. I move it around and try to go through it, and I get stuck, and I can't. I shut down, and then I can't do anything else. It just moves from room to room and from box to box, and I'm so tired of living like that. I'd like to take a quick moment while filming to say that if this amount of yarn doesn't seem like a whole lot to you, that is completely valid. You definitely do not have to base whether or not you have an exorbitant amount of yarn off of me and what I have. If you have the space and your yarn stash works for you and you continue to build off of it, or even if you don't have a yarn stash yet, please don't feel pressured to build up to the level at which my yarn stash is. I call it a hoard for a reason, and that's just mainly because through, talking it out with my therapist and with my partner, I've started to realize that for me, the buying and the holding on to things and not using it is actually causing more harm than good. So this is my push to use what I have before I buy more. And I have this full support of both my therapist and my partner. So if you want to continue to build on your yarn stash, or if yours is bigger than mine, totally no pressure to proceed down the path that I'm on. This is my journey, and I would love to just take you along with me. I seem to really enjoy starting new projects, but then when it comes down to actually finishing them, it's a completely different story. I tend to like to give my projects as gifts, typically blankets, wearables, stuffies. There's a certain level of joy that I get from actually finishing my projects and giving them to people. Yeah.
Teddy bear.
What do you think? You like them? Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad. However, I actually have to finish them. So, yeah. Follow along with me as I work through all of this gorgeous yarn. And here's to hoping we can make some awesome projects together.
Welcome in, welcome in. There's space for you